What is an email waterfall? Why do I even use it? And how do I use it inside of clay.com? Now, if you're watching this video, the chances are you've probably seen a bunch of flashy LinkedIn posts where people talk about all sorts of waterfalls inside of clay.com. And you're probably wondering, why the hell would you do it in the first place? And how can you pull off an email waterfall inside of clay.com? Now, simply put, for those of you that may not be aware just yet, an email waterfall basically enables you to use multiple different data providers to find more email addresses. Why? Because a lot of the time, if you rely on one database like ZoomInfo or Apollo, it will only find you 30, maybe 40% of the contacts in total. So you'll only find 30 to 40% of their verified emails. So when you basically partner a bunch of providers together, you're likely to find more email addresses. And that's why every single provider out there then claims that they can find 40%, 70%, 80%, 90% of emails every single time. So in simple terms, what the waterfall enables you to do is to search with the first provider for the email address. If it's not found, it gets moved to the second provider. And if that's not found, it gets moved on to the third email provider. So in very simple terms, once again, a bunch of companies would advertise you their whole waterfall system, but inside of clay.com is probably the simplest and cheapest way to actually pull off a waterfall when finding emails. The way you will typically do that is, first of all, you will import your data. So typically you will click on Actions, Import from CSV, and you will drag and drop a CSV file with a bunch of contacts. At that moment in time, you will have something that looks like this, where you have the full names of people and you have the company websites. And at this moment in time, all you need to do is click on Add Enrichment in the top right corner, type in Find Email, and over here you would see a bunch of options. So if I click on Show More, you can see over here you can find personal emails, which is especially good if you're trying to get in touch, let's say, with like influencers, for example. Or let's say if you're a recruiter and you want to reach out to candidates, you probably don't want to pitch them on their main business email. Now, after that, you can also type in work email. And if you type in work email, it will give you a bunch of two different waterfall options. You can see it says waterfalls here. The first one is a work email option, just if you're looking for any sort of business emails. But this one is specifically for enterprise companies, which will maximize that as well. Now, at that moment in time, all you need to do is just select the waterfall that you want to use. So in this case, I'm going to choose this one. And straight away in front of me, I can see a bunch of data providers. So if I want to, let's say, move Prospeo to first, that's what I typically do. You can do it that way, and you can just play around with those. Worth noting that, as far as I know, they only would cost you the credits for the found email provider, so they're not going to charge you a credit for each individual provider, as far as I know, at very least. As soon as you're done with that, you will basically just, you can select whatever providers you want to use. I'm just going to trust Prospeo and LeadMagic, because that's what I do in my day-to-day life as well. And at that moment in time, I'm going to change the validation provider to LeadMagic as well, because I've got that subscription already. If you want to add your own external API keys to save the credits, all you need to do is click on Manage Accounts. And then over here, you will basically be able to add the external API keys so that you don't spend Clay credits. And once again, there will be a separate video on that, why you would do that. And all you need to do is just click on Save Waterfall Step, save, and run 10 rows. And at that moment in time, you would see this magic unfold, whereby we're going to go to the first provider. And if the first provider can't find the email, then we'll go to the second provider. So that's how we're going to pull it off right now. And I'm sure you can see on my screen as we speak. To lie, this is a bit of a pathetic waterfall because the first provider found most of the email addresses, but you get the idea. The more providers you use, typically the more email addresses you will find. And to wrap all of this up, you're probably still wondering, how do I actually use Clay? Because if you're watching this video on email waterfalls, the chances are you're still trying to piece together all of this knowledge about clay.com. So if that's the case, I will make sure to link a video at the end of this, which is the fastest way for you to learn Clay, in my opinion. It's the fastest tutorial which takes you through Clay, just to better understand how it works, where it fits into your sales process, all of that fun stuff. And of course, if you want to shortcut that learning journey even more, please check out unlockclay.com. And if you're new to Clay, the chances are this is the fastest way for you to actually become super, super proficient inside of Clay, regardless if you're just a typical sales rep, if you're a founder that's trying to do founder-led sales for the first time, or if you're a lead generation agency that wants to adapt to this AI age and learn how to scrape websites, learn how to use funky tools like Clay and all of that good stuff. Other than that, I'll make sure to link a video straight after this so you can watch a high-level summary of how to use clay.com for your specific use case. And other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.